YouTubers choose what I read again. I honestly haven't done one of these videos in quite a few months, and I just felt like it, mainly because I had a book coming in the mail that I'm so excited to read. But before we get into that, so I do these videos where I let YouTubers choose what I read for a week. The first one that I did was a very long time ago. I was even introduced to booktube when I put the thumbnail over here because it was such a long time ago, and I literally asked the most random YouTubers ever to choose what I read for the week, and that was really fun. And then now that I'm into booktube, I asked specifically booktubers, and I had this one book coming in the mail that one of my favorite booktubers has read, and I was like, you know, I think this is a perfect chance to ask booktubers to choose what I read. And I messaged Sarah Crowley to choose what I read, and I literally said, P.S. I actually ordered this one book that I know you love, so no pressure, like, but kind of just choose that, please. So I messaged her on the Discord because she does have a book club that I'm a part of. I think she has a link on one of her videos, so you can go check that out. She ended up choosing this one book. I'm gonna put her message over here, and I'm gonna blur out some stuff because I don't know, I just don't like showing everything. The book that she ended up choosing, I'm gonna take this really ugly reading light off. So this is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I'm going to show you guys in the order that I messaged the YouTubers. Also, I'm not going to just reveal every single book that they chose in this first clip. We're just gonna go in order. So the first booktuber that I messaged was Sarah Crowley. Chose this book. So this is a fantasy book. It's an enemies to lovers fantasy, which is my absolute favorite. I'm so excited. Also, we got a new reading share. I think this is the first video that I'm using this reading share. It's actually super cute. I don't know if you can see it from that angle. Yeah, I'm super excited to read this. I already started. I'm on page 26. The only complaint that I have so far is that the font is tiny. I hate small font. It's so freaking small, but I'm really excited to get into reading this. We're going to start. If you see me reading this book in another video, just don't pay attention to it because I'm actually going to go into way more detail in this video. But yeah, thank you, Sarah, for choosing this for me to read right now. And let's just get into reading.
I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about? I can tell you what Christmas is all about.
Chestnuts roasting, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. So off.
I think this is a sign that I put way too much dry shampoo in my hair, and I had to wait for my dog to stop snoring so I could finally film this clip. But I made it to page 75. So far, I have to say that their first encounter had me giggling and kicking my feet. It was so freaking cute, and she's feisty, and I like that in an FMC a lot. The banter already, it's great. I already know this is gonna give. It's already given Serpent of the Wings of Night a little bit. I don't know. That's the book that comes to mind. But I'm just gonna keep reading. I look terrible right now because I just took my makeup off, so. But, okay, I am sensing a love triangle. I don't know, I might be wrong, but someone else just got introduced and that's the vibes that I'm getting. And if that's the case, I am going to eat these up. I'm on page 94 right now. As the next day, I made it to page 200 and I am hooked. Massive plot twist just now. I just can't believe it. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, so I'm not going to say anything. But I am shocked. Also, the banter is super good so far. Also, I just woke up, so I'm like, Twitch. Banter's super good so far. There hasn't been a lot of romance, which I actually like in fantasy books. There's one little slivers of it, and I was kind of wrong about the whole little triangle situation, but So far so good.
Simple phrase.
As for the fact that literally this entire video has been filmed from this spot, but I literally cannot leave this chair for anything. I made it to page 242. Sarah, you were right, this is absolutely amazing. I did need a little break from fantasy because I feel like fantasy is like super draining. Oh, by the way, I got Starbucks. I got a pumpkin spice latte because I am basic through and through. Also started the book that the next YouTuber that collaborated with me for this video recommended, and that is Alexa Ray. Don't know Alexa is a booktuber. We love her. When I messaged Alexa, she knows that we read a lot of the same books, so she essentially just kind of gave me a wide range of options, and which I do appreciate. And what I love is that she always gives me an option that's on Kindle Unlimited. I ended up picking one of the books in the Chestnut Spring series, and let me see what it's called actually. So I'm reading that on my Kindle. I decided to take advantage of the fact that she just gave me that option and not purchase another book. So this is Powerless Silver. I couldn't tell you what this book is about, so yeah, I'll give you guys an update when I'm a little bit deeper. So far, I have to say this book, the whole Terman section of it, it's pretty entertaining and I do like it a lot. Aside from that, we haven't gotten a lot of the romance. We do get a lot of the banter, which I do enjoy. I feel like in romanticies you don't really get a lot of that fantasy. You don't get a lot of that romance factor because it is overpowered by the fantasy, and I love that. That's why I just love fantasy books, because they do focus on that a lot more. Enjoy my coffee and I'll give you guys an update when I have one.
Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
No, because the quotes in this book are so freaking good. It's such a quotable book. It says, walking on a sharp blade, I'm hoping I don't get caught. Playing with fire, hoping I don't get burned. Swimming in a dangerous current and hoping I don't drown. He is dangerous.
I'm getting older, but I still can't read a vibe. 'Cause my world is on fire, but we're saying we're doing fine. I never thought I'd make it here past 25. Ooh, but maybe I just over.
Okay, I'm on page 294. I just woke up and there's something going on right now. I can't tell you what it is, but I was right about something. I don't know why I always like the character I'm not supposed to as the love interest, but this part is killing me.
Wasting time. 'Cause I don't wanna know if
I'm not gonna lie, the FMC, it's kind of pissing me off because she's just not being fair, and I hate it.
better off alone. I'm so happy when I'm sad. I make it up to deal. 'Cause I just need to
I
see.
think it's time for a little bit of a recap because I did reach out to 2 more girlies for this video and they responded and they chose 2 books. So starting with, I'm just gonna do a full recap. Starting with Sarah Crowley picked Powerless by Lauren Robert for me, and that's the book that I have been reading the most so far. Second, I reached out to Alexa Ray and she picked a series of books. I ended up choosing a Chestnut Pralin. That's not, what am I saying? Chestnut Springs, I think that's what the series is called. Anyway, and it's actually called Powerless too, the one that I selected. So that, and then I also reached out to Lauren Sydney from Lauren's Reading Corner on Instagram, and she also has a YouTube channel, and she and I read a lot of the same books and she knows that, and I ended up telling her that I was on the 3rd book of the Natural series, so she ended up picking that for me, which I'm thankful for because I honestly shouldn't be buying any more books. So this one I've actually made quite a dent on. This is the one that I'm reading. I'm gonna burn stuff over here, so you know, I think I've been doing that for every single one of them, so you can go ahead and follow them. I'm also going to be putting their channels down below so you can go and give them a follow. And then lastly, I reached out to Heather McKay or Heath McKay. I don't know how you say, I don't know what she goes by or how you say her last name, so if I'm butchering that, I'm so sorry. But I really like her content. I've been recently following her, and she also has a YouTube channel and it's so freaking fun. So she ended up selecting a Kindle Unlimited book for me, which I'm so thankful for. I thought I wasn't a book by a man, and she ended up selecting Funny Feelings. I'm gonna put the cover over here. It's giving fall, and I really want to get started on that probably right now. I think I only read like a few pages, and I'm not that into it yet to have an opinion about it. And I also read a little bit of Powerless, the one that Alexa selected, at about 6% of it. I selected that one because it's not super heavy on the whole cowboy situation, and I don't know if you remember that when I read, I think it was Reckless. I didn't like the whole cowboy situation, so that's where I'm at with these books. Now let's read a little bit of Funny Feelings, and then I'll give you guys an update. I'm almost done with Powerless. I do have to say that I feel like I'm in a bit of a slower point of the book, even though it's like coming to an end. But usually in fantasy books there's a plot twist at the end, because I think this is part of a series, so we'll see what happens.
I've been thinking about myself today, thinking how I changed, how I really don't care if you are here or if you don't stay.
I just finished the first book for this challenge, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Sarah was not kidding. This book is just absolutely amazing. So essentially it's about this fantasy world where there is ordinaries and people who have powers, and this girl that is an ordinary gets into this Hunger Games like tournament where she's going to essentially have to fake the fact that she has powers because she doesn't have any. And there's a little bit of a love triangle going on here. I feel like that hasn't been talked about. It's not like your typical love triangle. They literally don't kiss for like 500 pages, but I do get the love triangle vibes, and the ending just definitely confirmed it. This book was just insane. And the next one doesn't come out until May 2024. So wait literally almost a whole year to read the next book, and it's gonna be a trilogy, so I'm so excited. But yeah, Sarah, you're onto something here. Now I'm probably going to get through Funny Feelings, and this was Heather's or Heath, I don't know what she goes by honestly, her book. So we're just gonna read for a little bit, and then I'll give you guys an update when I have one. So far I'm a little bored, that in a rude way. It's just I'm not really in a romance mood. I haven't read a lot of romances lately, so it's gonna be a little hard for me to get into literally the 2 romances that Heather and Alexa recommended, because they literally both recommended romances. Alexa did recommend a fantasy book, and I'm literally debating if I should just like order that and read that instead of read on my Kindle, but we'll see. I'm still thinking about it. This is my Roman Empire, okay? Literally days later, I feel like my hair is inches longer. And I have an update. I decided to DNF Funny Feelings. I feel really bad because this is the first time that I've reached out to this creator for book recommendations, and I do like other books that she has recommended on her channel, but I just really couldn't get into this book. I think I remember last year there were some mixed reviews about it, but then a lot of people love it. I just don't like the whole comedian situation. It feels so bad. Heath, I'm like really thankful that you recommended a book to me, but I honestly don't want to finish reading it and like giving it a super low rating, and it was putting me in the biggest reading slump ever. So I just decided to not finish it and not just be unfair with my rating. So that brings us to Powerless by Elsie Silver. I just realized that we're reading 2 books with the same name. It was the one that Alexa recommended, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it now. This is like the third time I'm picking it up. I'm like 35% in. It's maybe because I'm a little bit more in a romance mood, but I remember not liking this series at the beginning. I think I read Reckless in physical form, and the whole cowboy romance situation just wasn't for me. But this one is a little bit different because it's not a cowboy romance. I think he's a hockey player or something, and I'm actually enjoying it, so I'm just gonna keep reading. I like it. I feel like there was this one point where everything was super sweet and cute, but they kind of ruined it with like a spicy moment or like spicy thoughts that he was having. So it's like Jasper, and I forgot what her name is, but that's where I'm at right now. So I honestly feel like this entire video has been filmed in this corner, and I apologize, but this is my new reading corner. So let's just get back to reading. Good morning, you guys. I just woke up, so I'm just like still kind of like processing the world around me, but I have an update. I really like Sloan and Jasper's story. I feel like it a lot more than Reckless. And then I tried to read Kate's story, which I think was cool. I don't remember what that one was called, but this one was pretty fun so far. I like the whole angsty situation, or the fact that they both like each other but can't really tell each other. And sorry, I'm a bad YouTuber and I run out of storage as usual. If you guys actually subscribe, maybe I can afford to buy more SD cards. On that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and also maybe get back into the natural series, because that was Lauren's pick for me. And I don't know, I'm actually really talking about Lauren. It's kind of funny because we actually bonded over these mugs like last Halloween, I think. It's just funny. If you see that she has a mug like this, is because I told her to get that. But anyways, I'm going to get back to reading the natural series. I'm gonna get that. I don't know why I sound so congested right now. Where is that book? I'm gonna have to locate that book and I'll get back to you guys. If you don't know, the natural series is this YA criminal minds-esque type of series where these teenagers are essentially being trained by the FBI to solve crimes, but they have like special talents called the Naturals. This is the third book in the series. This is the one that Lauren picked for me to continue reading, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And I do have to say though that the love triangle, oh yeah, there's a love triangle. Jennifer Lynn Barnes really is good at that, but then at the same time I feel like she never ends up with the guy I want her to end up with, so I have beef with that. But I'm watching a YouTube video, the vibes are here. Let's just get back to reading. I think I'm gonna keep reading this one. I'm gonna tag team these two books right now, and I'll get back to you guys when I have an update.
Now I'm feeling those winter blues, but I don't wanna cry. 'Cause all we ever do is laugh it off, and I'm sick and I don't know why. Do you remember that night we met? I thought you looked so fine. Guess we have to agree to this.
So I'm actually going to go out and get some coffee with a friend, but Eyebuydirect sent over some glasses, so I just wanted to do a little glasses haul. You know, if you follow me, you know that's kind of something that we do on this page a lot, and we also do a lot of them over on my TikTok page. Also the Why My hairstyle, I'm trying something different right now, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, but let's just do the glasses haul. So as usual, I'm gonna link every single one of these frames down below, and I'm gonna try to put the name over here. But yeah, let's just kind of get into it. First pair is this. It's kind of like a light yellow color. They're called the Pique frames. These might be the ones that I end up wearing for my coffee date today. We'll see. Look, let's just zoom in. You know, the typical awkward zoom in that we do so you guys can see what they look like on. I think I'm actually just gonna keep it zoomed in. Hopefully you guys don't get scared. One is this kind of, I want to say this is like a champagne color, clear champagne color. These are called the Flare Frames. These are oversized and actually super cute. What do you guys think? These are given fall with this lipstick. Black pair. These are just kind of like a cat eye situation. They're called a Mural. Let's just put them on so you guys can see. These are honestly, cat eye are so freaking flattering on my face shape, so maybe we'll wear these. The close-up that I usually do. Here's the first close-up. A really cool pair. They are kind of like a clear brownish, I want to say black, but look at the detail on the legs on the outside. These are called Digi. You know who I'm reminded of when I think of that name, but they're just like a rectangle, like more basic frame. But yeah, thank you Eyebuydirect for spoiling me with more eyeglasses frames. As usual, they'll all be linked down below. And I'm so tired, you guys. I need some coffee, and then when I get after my coffee break, I'm gonna come back and read because I need to just get some reading time in today.
For this one last time. Pretty weird that day when we did not exchange our hellos. I wasn't looking out for you, I'm sorry.
I finished the third game in the Natural series. This is the book that third book, yes. This is the book that Laura recommended. I'm gonna end up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. I do have to say that the romance part of it was really underwhelming. I feel like the first 2 books, I feel like this author always says that she gives a lot of energy to the romance. The first few books just kind of get you hooked, and then she kind of leaves you hanging. So that's kind of how I felt with this one. I feel like, there's like no romance pretty much. The plot twist was, I don't know, I feel like I kind of guessed it, but it was still not like super underwhelming. So I'm gonna give 4 out of 5 stars. I do like the whole Vegas setting. I like the whole poker game. The fact that they're solving another mystery. It's a little bit more of a complicated, like crime situation they're trying to figure out. So it's pretty good, honestly. So I'm glad I read this. I'm glad I learned that Lauren picked this one up. It was just so good. The Jasper and Sloan book from the Stress and Spring series. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that. And that's pretty much just gonna bring us to the end of this video. And I think I'm just gonna do a little bit of a wrap up tomorrow, and I will just kind of summarize everything that has been going down. And I just want to kind of talk about this book right now. I just finished, my AirPods are like falling off. I just finished Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is the book that Alexa picked for me. I'm gonna give this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was cute. It was pretty fast-paced. Like half of it was pretty fast, and I did enjoy most of it. I do have to say that the spiciness and the amount of spiciness that there was just like literally consecutively kind of threw me off, because for some reason I don't remember Reckless being that spicy, but maybe I don't know. I liked it. It wasn't like my favorite book that I have read. I'm honestly not really in a romance mood. I feel like that's the reason why I haven't really enjoyed a lot of the romance books that I've read recently, is because I'm just like not in the mood for them. Honestly, I'm just documenting the fact that I made myself a super good coffee, and we finished 2 books yesterday, guys. That's a lot for me. So I'm gonna be doing a whole recap of every single book that these very, very nice girls picked for me to read for this video when I look a little bit more put together. But look at this coffee, like a moment for the coffee. It's so good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, you guessed it, read for another video, and I'll see you guys later when I have a little bit of a recap ready for it. Okay, so it is time for a huge recap of everything that I have read for this video. I think I'm gonna try to do it in order. So starting with the book that Sarah Caroli, She's one of my favorite booktubers. Every single one of the people that I asked to help me with this video, they're like my favorite, so just go ahead and like follow them. And so yeah, she recommended this book. Is called Powerless by Laura Roberts. This is a newer fantasy book. It's in my fantasy era, so it's just perfect for this video because it was such a strong start to the video, and then things kind of, I wouldn't say died down from there, but it got a little complicated after that, because then I reached out to Heather McKay. I think that's how you say her name. I'm sorry if that's not how you say her name. So I honestly wasn't super picky when I asked her for a book. She did ask me like what genre and stuff like that. I just said, you know, pick any book you want essentially. But I did ask for a Kindle Unlimited book because I put myself on a little bit of a book buying ban when I started filming this video, and this was like months ago, about a month ago. And she shows this book is called Funny Feelings by Tara, I don't know what her name. Just look at the book cover over here. I have no idea. So this was a romance book, a little bit of a fake dating. I did really like the fake dating situation that was going on. The characters were a little bit older and more like settled in life, I would say, definitely. And I don't know, it started off so slow and I couldn't really connect to the characters. I couldn't really connect to the fact that they were comedians. So if you read this book, just keep in mind that they're comedians in this book, and literally the two main characters are comedians, so they do throw in there a lot of like comedians like jokes and stuff like that, and I really couldn't connect to that at all. So I ended up DNFing this book at 35%, honestly, mainly because this is the first time that I'm asking this creator for a book. I didn't want to keep reading it and then end up giving this book like a 2-star, because it was starting to feel like it wasn't going to be anything past a 2.5 stars. So I just DNF'd it. I kind of gave up on it. I do like a lot of the books that she recommends. This one was just like, I just couldn't connect to it, and it did start kind of this thing where like I just couldn't get into any romance books. I couldn't get into romance books at all. And then the other creator that I reached out to also recommended a romance book. It's Alexa Ray. She's been in a lot of my videos. If you don't know Alexa, she recently hit 100k, which I'm so happy for her. I've known Alexa for quite a few years now, actually. We connected through Instagram, so like even before we both got into the whole booktube situation, she used to do like vlogs like me at the beginning, and that's how I kind of met her. Actually, that's not true. I made a YouTube channel after she already had a YouTube channel, but we've known each other for quite a few years now through Instagram and then YouTube. So anyways, Alexa is also a booktuber on here. So she recommended any of the books from the Chestnut Spring series. I actually had only read one book of that series, and then I DNF'd the second one. So I ended up picking Powerless, which is the Jasper and Sloan story. I actually enjoyed that one a lot more than I enjoyed the first one. I ended up giving that book 3 out of 5 stars. I liked it better, but 3.5 out of 5 stars. I liked it better because it didn't have the whole cowboy thing going on. It was mainly just like a hockey romance. She was a dancer or something, and I did enjoy it. It's not like it wasn't my favorite book, but it's a book that I'm definitely going to recommend to people if they want just like a palate cleanser. I do have to say that the spiciness of it did kind of throw me off. For some reason, I just didn't remember this series being that spicy, and I think I'm just wrong because I hadn't read a book from the author in such a long time. So yeah, this one was kind of a fun read, a little bit more of a palate cleanser. And then the last book that I ended up picking, or that another creator ended up picking for me. So the last one is from Lauren Sidney and Lauren's Reading Corner on Instagram. I love Lauren's content so much. I remember I used to be obsessed with her Instagram content, and then she made a YouTube channel too, so I'll link that down below as well. But she and I were kind of reading the same books, so I did tell her that I had just finished the second book of the Natural series, and then she was just like, anyway, just like pick up the third book in Natural series because it's just as good as this first and second one. Ended up just being pretty satisfied with that pick because I did own the book. I had already started reading it, and I already knew I liked that series and this author's writing style. So I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. I do have to say that the rating is mainly based on the ending. The plot twist at the end just left me with my mouth open. Like, I'm not even kidding. Really excited to pick up the 4th one, but I do have to say there's like some parts that was like kind of slow for me. Hey, thank you so much to you girls for helping me pick all these books to read for this video. I'm gonna try to see if I can reach out to other creators and continue this series, because I have been making these videos for such a long time now, and I just love when someone else picks what I read. But yeah, just stay tuned for other fun videos that I have coming up. I don't think I have anything else to say, so I'm just gonna wrap it up and shut up. But oh, and thank you Eyebuydirect for sending me those glasses. I'm so excited. Make sure to subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.